Anderson's been a great friend for a long time, and today is officially his last day at Duke as he heads toward Austin Peay to become the Director of Athletics. Really thrilled for him. It should be a great opportunity and a great adventure for Gerald. With that said, what I'll say about the scrimmage, what I just told the team, I think you would probably, I don't know how many of you were here the whole time, I think we'll probably see more plays, more individuals make really big plays, both sides of the ball, more individuals that have ability to make a lot of plays. That was consistent throughout. The second thing was that our twos challenged our ones. We had our two offense going against our one defense. And particularly late when we took out some of the starters, our two offense mounted a drive. Our two defense went out and stopped the start of the third quarter, stopped the one offense and a 3-and-out. I think that's a good sign of where we want to be as a football team. The most concerning thing was efficiency level in regards to penalties, putting ourselves in some bad down in distance by not executing on offense, giving up a few too many explosives on defense. Those are all deficiencies, inefficient ways of playing football. And I told them, I said, we can do a lot of great things as individuals, but we're not efficient as a team. It's always tough to win. So it was a good first scrimmage, and I'm really looking forward to what we can do to build off this. Really, to be honest with you, we're now starting camp. Monday will be, we got finals tomorrow, so Monday will be the first day we have a football team that's not in school. I couldn't be more excited about that. I hope they are as excited as I am because they're going to see a little bit more of us.
What did you see out of Bobo today, and how big of a role is he going to play on this team?
Well, we'll have to go day by day with a young one this far into practice, which is not very far. I do know that he is an individual that has a knack for making great plays. He's done it in practice. He's a very consistent football player in that regard. He has size. He's got great hands. I thought he and Marvin Hubbard, two freshmen, one a redshirt freshman and one a true freshman, left a mark on the field today. I promise you, their teammates noticed it. So I'm anxious to continue churning this thing and see where guys like Jake Bobo end up.
You say that their teammates noticed it. Is this a continuation of what those two have been doing in practice, or is this kind of them making their first statement?
No, this has kind of been what we've seen, particularly from Jake Bobo. When you're a running back and you're not in a bunch of live drills, it's a little harder to see the guy that's going to really take the edge, great tackles, and as y'all know, you can tell Marvin's not a big guy, but he's actually a powerful runner. I was also really pleased with another freshman back in Mateo Durant. But we didn't want to play Britton much tonight. Dion took advantage of that, but I thought our young people really took advantage of that.
Do you like where you guys are at right now, Coach?
Yeah, I do think that we've had a really good start, and as I said, you know, we got Daniel Jones, for example, has got a huge final tomorrow night. That's your starting quarterback. So we've been battling through school, and everybody knows we're going to give our guys an opportunity to do great in school. So when we get through this, I'm going to take a deep sigh of relief Monday morning. I think I'm going to hug all of them Monday morning because I'm going to tell them you're all getting ready to see a lot more of your coach than you have been. So I'm anxious to see. I just talked to our trainer. I said probably the most critical week every year is our first week out of school. We have got to do great things this week, and we need to keep them healthy to do that.
David, has Colin Wareham solidified his spot as a place kicker?
Right now, he's definitely our number one. I think maybe one of the things, again, I'm looking at our twos. I thought AJ kicked the ball very well. Early, the only two misses, one was a bad snap, and the other one was just a little bit of a delayed hold, and we got a bad kickoff. Other than that, he was perfect. So those two I kind of throw out the window. Once the scrimmage got started, Colin Wareham is what he's been every day. I think he's missed one, I'm not going to do it here. He's missed one kick all of camp.
Heard you say to your guys there at the end, beginning of work tomorrow, what is the process and is spacing kind of installing game planning there?
Well, normally we would not work on a first game opponent this early. but they're not normal, as everyone knows the offense that they run. So what I've had our coaches in a break today because we had a long day before we came on the practice field, and we did it one day last week while they were in school. We started, putting our game plan in for Army. So we're going to execute parts of that. We're going to execute part of it in the kicking game. I think once you've done it once, when we finally get to later in camp where we're in earnest preparing for them, it takes a little bit of the newness off of it, and particularly defensively. So I'm anxious to see. And we're systematic, I've told you all that before, with options. So we're pretty veterans. I'm anxious to see how our players respond tomorrow night and watch that film. And we will watch that one with them, and then we'll turn our attention back to Duke and try and get ourselves ready for the rest of the season on Monday morning.
Has Josh Blackwell kind of moved ahead of
Michael Carter?
Yeah.
That's a day-by-day circumstance. He had a great day yesterday, Josh did. Both of them have a lot of talent. I will say this, and Michael's got to remember this. Michael's newer to the position. I love the competition. Love it. Michael Carter's going to be playing somewhere and some for us, and Josh Blackwell's going to be playing somewhere and some for us. I think we've got a combination of safeties that are, can show up in a lot of ways. I don't think we had many people that got banged up tonight, but Damani Neal had a little strain in the quad. I thought he had done a great job, so I'm kind of anxious to hear more about that.
Who's stepping in at DT to replace where True McSwain was?
Well, Axel and Derek Tangelo, along, Edgar's the other starter. And while we wanted to throw a little pressure on those two young folks that have a lot of talent, I'm anxious to see how they responded when they got tired. I'm anxious to again see what Kwazaga Mugala did, what our true freshmen, Taj Rice and Elijah Brown. I saw Taj make some plays. He's a big, strong guy, 345-pound guy that can move. So we're banking on those guys stepping up because I think Trayvon's, to this point, has gotten off to a great start offensively.
You see Trayvon kind of get a lot of reps at OT this year?
We're working as much as we can work him. We're limiting some of the calls to try to introduce him to it the right way. But he is really, really smart. I knew that already. And he's really gathered a lot of information. The pivotal week will be this week when we can have extra meetings, as I've said, where guys aren't in school.
Did Elijah Brown, has he shown you a little bit more than what you thought he would his first couple of weeks?
I don't know if more than I thought he would, maybe more than what people would think because everybody gets ballyhooed differently. Boy, he's fit. You wouldn't think it. He's 315 pounds, and his conditioning level is really good coming in. So I didn't see him show up much tonight. Like all the young ones, a lot of times it's because they're out there thinking a little bit too much.
David, it seemed like Duke was, maybe the passing game was more vertical tonight than we've always seen it. Is that a point of emphasis here to take more shots downfield?
Part of it, definitely. The other part of it is when you play a defense like ours, there's not a lot of things generally underneath. So they're so aggressive defensively, you have to have a combination of, your protection working well and then the quarterback being successful enough. The 1 3 and out versus the 2s that the one offense had were 2 long incompletions. If you're going to play like that, you live like that a little bit. I'm okay with that as long as you bounce back. I'm going to go for it more on 4th down when we're playing that way. If we can get the ball, we were backed up then or on the 24, 25-yard line. But if we can start drives, we're going to be really aggressive.